We'll come back to the first page in a moment, but in the top right corner, and you'll get this stack later, there's an info button, and on the second card there is some small text that explains how the image data text, or how the data is laid out. And I'm not going to zoom it in for you to read it right now, because I'm going to be going over this. This is just so that when you take the stack, you'll be able to reread it yourself. Let me just check the lag. Yeah, we're on about 7 or 8 seconds of lag right now, so I'll try to allow for that. Alright, so what this screen is showing is it's showing a magnified version of a 5x2 pixel bitmap, where the first pixel is green and the 6th one is yellow and the 8th one is grey, and so on. And the way that Livecode stores the data is it stores 4 bytes of information for each pixel, and the first of those bytes is not used, so it's just zeros, and then the second and third and fourth are the red and the green and the blue values for the pixel. So if you're going to do something with the data, you would run through all of the data and just get the second, third or fourth values depending on what you need to do, and that is all end to end. So if you wanted to get the 10 across pixel and 10 down of a bitmap, and if the bitmap is 100 pixels wide, then the pixel you'll be getting is probably at the 910th position. So you have to take that and multiply that value by 4 to go that much into the data to find the starting point for where the actual data for that pixel is. It's a bit convoluted. It only comes down to one line of code, but nevertheless it could have been simpler. Yeah, now Bjorn just said that the first thing was for transparency, which I did assume that it was, and in fact when I started coding this I was treating it as if it was alpha, but found out that it wasn't. But there is a thing called alpha data, so you can get the alpha data of an image to find the corresponding alpha value, and I write that in this page as well, so you can read all of that later. Alright, back to the first page. Yeah, like I was saying about why they did it, it might have just been so that there was a common format, no matter whether the GIF was 4 colors or 16 or 256, or if it was a 8-bit or 24-bit PNG or an 8-bit grayscale or a 24-bit JPEG. Lots of different source formats, and they just converted it into one common format, which need not have been the way they've done it, but nevertheless, this is how it is. So on my screen here I've got an image loaded, and the image is where I'm going to grab my bitmap data from, and where the bitmap data I'm going to change, or the image data. And over on the left I've got a number of brushes. So if I click on one of these little birds, and then if I click on the field, you'll see that the bird should appear. Now obviously that could just be another button with an icon set, and in many cases that's exactly what you probably should do anyway. I've got an ability to set whether the thing is transparent or not. So if I do the same thing again with the transparency turned off, hang on a second, I'm just going to read something here. Oh, that's a good point about the multiplication. I wasn't querying why they have a unused byte. What I was getting at was, why can't you just retrieve a 32-bit value off of 1 byte? I mean, not 1 byte, but of one location. Anyway, so in my field here I can set the transparency, which would be more effective. I've made a few different size birds. Oh, actually my birds have